Hello, fellow aspirants. This is me, Dr. Jagdish Jagtap, and in today's podcast, we'll be talking about the GST, that is the Goods and Services Tax. Now, this GST deserves this applause because finally it has been passed by the government. It has been crawling through the newspapers for like ages, and it has been troubling UPSC aspirants for years. So finally, this has been passed, and it has become a law. So it has some pros and it has some cons. Let us deal with them one by one. But before dealing with the pros and cons, let us deal with the features. So first and foremost, it's a value-added tax. What does this mean? This means that the taxation will take place at phases of value addition, and it will take in consideration that every step, for example, manufacture, wholesale, retail, adds value and it pays tax. So that already paid tax will be deducted from the final taxation. So this will prevent cascading of taxes. Very importantly, there will be a uniform tax rate, that is 20%, of which 12% will go to the center and 8% will go to the states. We have to understand that we are talking only about indirect taxes. Yes. Only indirect taxes. Direct taxes like income tax will not come under this. Most importantly, this is a destination based tax. So like this tax will be charged at a place where the product is being sold or a service is being sold. Very important that customs, stamp duty, electricity, alcohol and petroleum, these 5 things, this Panch Mahabhut is exempted from GST because states get their income from this, so they were not willing to give this to the center. So that is why they have been exempted, and whatever revenue loss the states will suffer, that will be compensated by the center for the first 5 years. So what are the good things of it, like advantages? It will rid the current patchwork of indirect taxes, example sales tax, octroi, all this will be eliminated and they will be clubbed into one, that is the goods and services tax. So this is a really good thing. It will reduce the tax disputes between the center and the states. It will increase the tax base and also increase the tax compliance because this is a relatively simple mechanism. So that is how the compliance will increase and more people will be willing to pay the tax and more businesses will be encompassed into the tax, and that is how the tax base will also increase. This is an awesome projection. That is, every year after implementation of GST, we will gain, or the Indian economy will gain $15 billion growth. So this is a phenomenal figure. It will reduce tax terrorism. Tax terrorism is a term which says that the tax authorities harass business people or the traders, and that is how once this GST is implemented, this tax terrorism will decrease. Also, there will be productivity gains. Now, since this cascading of prices will decrease, so that the end consumer will have to pay very less amount as compared to the earlier regime. That is why this productivity will also increase because whoever are producing the goods and services, they will be benefited when they increase their productivity. Secondly, we will have a seamless national market. What does this mean? It means that people from anywhere can sell anywhere, because earlier the individual states had different tax regimes and that created lots of issues and we did not have a unified national market. So now we will have that, and we'll have lower transit time. That is like the trucks which have to travel from one place to another. Earlier the manufacturers and the traders had to take consideration of the tax things, like tax related issues, and they used to construct godowns in different states to kind of find loopholes in the taxation structure. So now, since there is only a single tax, they will have more planning about transit routes, transit timings and truck utilization. So this is all hunky-dory. Let us see what are the one more we have, that is it is as per international norms. All OECD countries except USA use GST. So once we are shifting to the GST, it has a proven track record of success and we are following the same. So what are the cons of this? Like, what are the challenges that GST faces? First and foremost is the state compensation after 5 years. Till 5 years, the center has accepted that it will give compensation. But what after that? The state might demand compensation. Second is the design of the GST Council. At present, the GST Council is designed and its decision making is firmly skewed or firmly tilted in the direction of the center. Like the center has an almost veto power. It has a veto power in the GST Council. So that is a way where states lose their autonomy. And this section 246A, it states that whatever law the parliament will make about the GST rates and everything, that will be, the states have to obey that. So states lose their autonomy in some fashion. This GST credit is available online. So small businesses who are not present online or who do not have an online presence, they are at a disadvantage. Here is the big deal. So this petroleum and alcohol which we had exempted here, this makes like around 40% of internal trade. Now this is if this much trade is out of GST, then the efficacy of GST is under question, right? So someday or the other, this will have to be taken into GST to make GST more effective. And some states like Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Chhattisgarh are complaining that they do not have IT infrastructure ready to implement GST. And finally, at present, sectors like pharma, dairy, textile, they get lot of tax exemptions to promote them. And this is good because these sectors are employment intensive and they provide labor to lots of rural people. So for mostly dairy and textile. So if we come under a uniform tax regime, these sectors might suffer. I hope this small podcast gives a wide overview of this entire GST. If you have any doubts, please write them in the comments. I'll reply as soon as possible. Thanks a lot. Have an awesome day ahead.